All right. I don't mess around.
This morning, just so you're aware, we now stream through our website.
Check, check, 1, 2. Oh, he's not ready. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hear and see me, this little light of mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hear and see me, this little light of mine. Featuring our band.
Well, hello. There you go. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to CSLSimiValley. I am so grateful to be here today and with all of you. What a beautiful day in Simi Valley. We've had a few overcast days. The last few days have been overcast. And that's okay. I like overcast days. And I'm praying for rain. I'm sure all of you are too. We keep getting these. Is it going to rain today? And it doesn't. But that's okay. I am ecstatic about today. But I will let you know that in a little bit. Anyway, Center for Spiritual Living in Simi Valley. This is our vision and mission statement, and I'd like you to say this with me.
We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do.
We pray.
It's a good thing we begin with prayer, because I'm having one of those moments. So as I bring myself into this moment of now, I ask all of you to join me here in this moment of now, remembering the truth of our beingness, that there is only God. And in remembering and recognizing this truth right here and right now, I know that each of us are loved and valued expressions of God and greatly appreciated for being here right now. And as we honor all those who are birching and all those who are sitting in the chair, we honor our music and our special musical guest. We honor our special speaker, and we honor all the people who help bring it about. Our stage crew, our sound, our video team, and not last but least, whatever you want to say it, Dr. Susan in the back doing her thing with the kids. And so remembering this and with gratitude and knowing and loving that each step brings us closer to that awareness of that God presence within each of us, I now surrender and allow the law to do its perfect work as with gratitude we remember that love prevails. And together we say, and so it is. Please stand and sing.
Okay. I thought it was an opening treatment. Spirit within me.
Now I've had the experience of truly releasing and letting go, and thank you to Kathy Burt for taking my place over there. So, I found the reading today in a book called The Illuminated Rumi, translated by Coleman Barks. I am dust particles in sunlight. I am the round sun. To the bits of dust I say, stay. To the sun, keep moving. I am morning mist and the breathing of evening. I am wind in the top of a grove, surf on the cliff. Mast, rudder, helmsman, and keel. I am also the coral reef they founder on. I am a tree with a trained parrot in its branches. Silence, thought, and voice. The musical air coming through a flute. A spark off a stone. A flickering metal. Both candle and the moth crazy around it. Rose and the nightingale lost in the fragrance. I am all orders of being. The circling galaxy, the evolutionary intelligence, the lift and the falling away, what is and what isn't. You who know, Jalaluddin, you the one in all, say who I am. Say, I am you. Today's affirmation. I will say it, and then I will ask you to say it with me. From within the sounds of universal silence, I draw forth the wisdom of the ages, uniquely specialized for God as you, me, all. I gratefully accept that's the one. Together. From within the sounds of universal silence, I draw forth the wisdom of the ages, uniquely specialized for God as you, me, all. I gratefully accept that's the one.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dee. So welcome. We're welcoming back our friend, the most talented guy I know, Masta. He also just happens to be my neighbor. Looking fine, I might say.
You
I
are
want
kind.
that. I want that.
Good morning, everyone. And first of all, let me say, Dee, I love that haircut. I love that. It's beautiful. How's everyone?
Excellent.
How are we doing?
Great.
It's so great to be back. It really is so fantastic, and just glad to see everyone is able to sit up and be here and be alive. Here's to this life. No complaints, no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. But I have learned that all you give is all you get. So give it all you got. I've had my share, I've drank my fill, and even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down the other road, beyond the hill, and do it all again. So here's to life, every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. Funny how the time just flies. How love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes and leave you with the memories you've realized to keep your winters warm. For there's no yes in yesterday. Who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away? As long as I'm still in the game, I want to play for life, for laughs, for love. Here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life for dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good gets better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good gets better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And that was just for you, Sue.
It's that time again. We're going to visit the God awareness place. And how do we get there? Within ourselves. That's how we get there. So for 3 minutes, you're going to discover that God awareness place deep within you. And I will send you there with the 3 rings of the bowl, which I invite you to take some deep breaths in between. And Sherry will bring us back with her lovely music. Did you feel it? Did you feel and hear that silence underneath the noises of the world? Remember it and take it home with you. Begin with a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and begin with what works for you. This morning I discovered a total time distractor was coloring, and I was totally absorbed in the color that I was putting on the page in front of me. So begin now. Thank you.
Come on back up, Master.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left the seats while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remain within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one did disturb the sound of silence. Who said you do not know? Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Check my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell, echoed in the wells of silence. And they prayed to the neon god they made, and the sun flashed out its warning in the words that it was for me. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, whispered in the sound of
Master Edwards.
getting used to taking this off and putting it on and taking it off and putting it on. Just in case some of you don't know the speaker this morning, she's one of my mentors. She was one of my teachers in SOM4, and she's part of my heart. So I'd like you to know a little bit about her. She discovered religious science and began studying the science of mind. There was immediate resonance, and I know how that goes, from deep within that said, yes, this is my path. And that is exactly the walk Sue has taken since the initial discovery in 1976. In 1985, she became the founding pastor of the First Church of Religious Science in Edmonton, Alberta. She was there for 10 years. Then she had an interim ministry in Honolulu, and then she segued into being the pastor of Westlake Church of Religious Science in 1996. She was there for 13 years. She got her doctorate from the Religious Science International, and then she left the Centers for Spiritual Living, and she's now serving the centers in Law and Mind through community at large by speaking, workshops, teaching, mentoring, and continuing to minister to whatever ways are presented. It is my honor to present today Reverend Dr. Sue Rubin.
Smooth, too. Smooth as silk. Turn your mic on. Sue, you need to, Sue, can you turn your mic on? We need you to turn your mic on.
But Master and Sherry Deeds.
We were a team for a while.
We were a team. Music director and Master would be coming, and it would be yay.
Yay.
And, of course, without accident, they selected as Master's very first song, my absolute favorite song, Here's to Life. And every time I think of Here's to Life, it's very famous jazz vocalist introduced by a wonderful artist, Shirley Horn. Do I hear a pounding? Is it me? And if you just listen to and study the words, there's a lesson in life, really. Okay. Sounds of silence. There's a rumble in the city. Anyway, we do not let these little inconveniences disturb us. We proceed forward because, after all, we live in a peaceful, calm, harmonious, unified, loving, compassionate universe, right? Well, where is it? Where is it showing up? What are we doing? We're the higher consciousness community. We can't look any further than ourselves. It's like, oh my God, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I believing? What is going on? Well, the universe is not happy with us, with its creation. It somehow, somewhere along the line, is reminding us by every occurrence. Henri, now we even have to incorporate French names for our hurricanes. Oh, bonjour, Henri. Comment ça va? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Oh, no, that's wrong one. Sorry. Old habits, exhibitionists, you're getting the picture here? So, do you hear what I hear? Didn't know it was Christmas, did you? But the irony of our lives, the paradox of our lives, is so fascinating. The fact that we are told, both spiritually and in personal human endeavors, to listen to the beat of our own drum, to really forge our own path and carve a way for ourselves that is unique and unlike anybody else's. And on the other hand, we are told we are all one. When you peel away all the layers of whatever you're doing uniquely and I'm doing uniquely, you will discover, and I will discover, that we're cut from the same cloth. That's it. There's one, I think it was Mary Morrissey, who used to give the acronym for God, Grand Overall Design. And that grand overall design, God, Spirit, Truth, Brahma, Buddha, nature, whatever you want to call it, it's the best and the finest in us. That is common to all of us. It sits as this seed of potential, of power, of purpose, of bringing us to a fulfillment of our soul. And if our soul, which is that hiddenmost, innermost part of what lies beyond the conscious mind in the subconscious realm, and not just your subconscious, where you have your memories, I have mine. You have your belief systems, I have mine. You have your perceptions, and they've all been drawn from experience, yours personally and mine personally, and the collective whole. But it's going deeper. It's tapping into the universal oneness, that field of infinite possibility that so many teachers speak about. And within that field, all the layers being peeled away, we are one. And it takes the one to really manifest its beating to its own sounds and drums and music. I don't know who said it, but it's a statement that has always stayed with me, a quote. And it says, "My soul is a passionate dancer. She dances to hidden music, which only I can hear." Isn't that lovely? So what is your soul and what is my soul? Passionate dancer. And does she dance to the loud hip-hop that she hears? No, she listens and dances and responds to hidden music that only she hears. And I mean, isn't that the case? If you talk to my 3 children, they would convince you that they each came from different families. And we know that's the way it seems to be. However, I had a wonderful experience last weekend. I have 5 grandkids, 3 kids, and up to this point, none of them is married. The oldest one, Jake, my daughter's son, was supposed to get married last year, and of course that was postponed. And so they finally did it. They got married last weekend. Congratulations, mazel tov. Something, anything. So in the process, it involved putting on the coat of armor to protect the presence of God, which doesn't need protection from me or you, but from myself. You ever think of that? That, God doesn't need protection from us. We need protection from ourselves. And so I realized that the rehearsal dinner would be like 65 people. I mean, I have not generally, unlike what I have described myself to be, exposed myself to many people. I'm cautious. I'm just taking it easy and taking it slow. So that was going to be 65 people. And then the big one was the wedding the next day, which was close to 150, I forget how many people. Well, that's a big one. And although everything was outside, it was a very interesting thing. You could see people, like I have this thing on chain. So this was practically me. Like the masked and unmasked one. And I realize how all the time that we've all spent in the ways we know we've spent it have had their toll. And I think in the science of mind and in our census for spiritual living, it's foolhardy to not bring our teaching into absolute relevancy with what's going on now. And what is going on now is just everything that Reverend Steve has been talking about in the past few weeks, that no matter what, joy still abides at that place where we are all joined, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. When you peel away all the layers that would convince us of our otherness and difference, then you come to that point where, in Yiddish, there's an expression when you see someone who's familiar, whether they really are related or not, but they're familiar. You know that feeling? I know you. We say, Landsman. God, I haven't used that word in 50 years. But certain of those Yiddish expressions are so pointed, and you really can't translate them. And that's what we are. We are divine landsmen. Tell them Sue Rubin, that Jewish one from New York, told you that we're all one. We really are. That's why we sense familiarity, but on a very selective basis. Sometimes you feel something connected with people, and sometimes not. And so whatever that's about, the fact that there's one sound, and just as it has already been referred to this morning, it is the sound of silence. It's not the thing you're going to hear with your physical ear until your inner ear, your invisible, inaudible capacity to hear, becomes greater than being captured by everything that's going on. I mean, how can the heart not feel compassion? How can that soul that is a passionate dancer yet not take a moment to sit this one out, to just take a deep breath and recoup and regroup? Because I don't know of any other time. Other civilizations would probably argue the point, but I cannot reflect upon a time, and I've been around a few Sundays. I cannot recall a time of such unceasing, ongoing, one thing after another, that is only calling us to the fact that kids, a little more growing, you're doing great. But the divine is really a very demanding principle of life. It says, yes, this is an abundant universe, because with everything that's going on, has gone on, and will continue to go on. You notice one obvious, apparent fact: life goes on. Life goes on. My life goes on. Let's say that. Life goes on. My life goes on. The life of the universe goes on. The life of the universe goes on. That's our reminder that through thick or thin, up and down, in or out, however you want to describe it, in the good times and in the bad, there is always the guarantee that life perpetuates itself, maybe with some loving hidden expectation that says it's got to be better. They're going to wise up all of my creation. They have me, the potential for every quality, for every aspect of love and creativity and spontaneity and joy and humor and warmth and happiness. No matter what, we still have the opportunity to capture that. So I was thinking about the Bible. You remember when we used to teach metaphysical Bible interpretation?
I loved that class.
Yeah. I mean, seemed a long time ago, and it seems very far away from what's happening. But I thought about, in one way, the prodigal son. You know, the story of the father, the king of the kingdom, had two sons. And one of them asked the father, can I have all my money, all my inheritance? I want to, get out of town and see what I can do with my life. And the other son very dutifully stayed home. So if we stop right there, one source, just as we're describing, giving birth in principle, in life-giving essence, to different personalities, each one on the go. Got to keep it moving. Got to mix things up and get them going. And others just more inclined to stay put. And so just like all of us, we all have our strengths and the ways that we shine, and they often don't match what anybody else does, but that is the uniqueness of us. The youngest son takes off, engages in riotous living, and you could say, well, life is pretty riotous, maybe not in the ways that one would ordinarily presume, but I mean, what do you do when you've got the fall of a nation and politicizing divisiveness on every corner, particularly now with new elections and primaries and recalls coming up? And then, of course, you've got the weather hitting the East Coast, the Northeast, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You've got climate that's out of whack. So everything, it's as if in the signs that used to be the traditional prayer, hands closed, palms closed together, head bowed. That has a lot of sensibility to it because it's lowering the intellect to that which is where all the action is, the heart, and bringing that mind of the heart into oneness with everything we do. And so in the midst of this, that and all other things for time immemorial, life perpetuates itself. Life goes on. That's life's commitment. To you, to me? No, to the principle. That is one of continuity. And so to have that as the very fundamental anchor to a way of life and a way of thinking empowers us to engage in that paradox where I can walk to the beat of my own drum, while on the other hand, I can always do that through the eyes of seeing my inseparable, indivisible unity with God. I am indivisibly unified with God. Let's say that. I am indivisibly unified with God. I am infinite being. I am infinite being. And our practices need to really be so more deeply embraced, because that's the only way to ride out this and whatever else, the uncertainties of how it all resolves and how it all shakes out and how it all comes down the pipe. We have to be the strongest of metaphysicians, spiritual adepts, disciples, and apostles. It's time to take us on the road, so that just like the prodigal, with all of the craziness, we all can wake up. And the more of us that do that individually serves as a catalyst for everyone, everywhere, because there's only one mind. And so ultimately the prodigal understands his error, and I love the statement. It says he comes to himself. And I always see that as the remembrance of coming to the self with the big capital S, the divine self. Because once we establish conscious contact with that infinite being that you are and I am, there's different information that is forthcoming. There's different guidance and governance and ideas, and haven't you experienced somebody will ask something of you or question something, and you provide an answer that you didn't know that you knew. Just as the statement goes, we don't know what we don't know. We also don't know what we do know. And that's a bigger package than anything else. Is that you, Jeff Sinden? Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Okay. It's the life force. It says, I'm here. I am available. You are the director of an energy that ultimately produces the people, the places, the things, the circumstances, and the events in your life. And once you maintain that conscious contact with that which I am, and it is that which thou art, life takes on a whole different outcome everywhere, not just locally and personally in your own world, but locally becomes globally and universal. I don't think I grasp the full potency of the power of prayer, the power of spiritual mind treatment. And the power of spiritual mind treatment is simply treating our human mind to the spiritual truth of who we are. That's all we're doing. Because the human mind, I mean, we know where that will take us. It's not the place to give full attention to. We still are running around as divine, invisible energy, love, intelligence. We're doing it in human form. And we're doing it in 2021, having just come through 2020, in most unusual, or as that statement goes, we live in interesting times. We'll have to come up with a better description for that. So all I know is, and it isn't as easy for me these days to sit in meditation the first thing in the morning, to give my attention to reading and clarifying my own thought, knowing where it is that I want to put the focus of not only my inner world, but I want that inner world to be of a benefit and blessing. Did you see the pictures of the servicemen and women in Afghanistan helping with the little kids? You know, I mean, really, their effort in military service is becoming every bit as humanitarian. And it poses a question within me. I often wonder, why is it that the best of us, the really purest gold of who we are, often doesn't come to the surface except in the worst of times? That's when we seem to rally to the cause, whether, again, it's a local one or a global one. We give of our money, we give of some effort and energy and time, and we most certainly give of our consciousness of knowing, insisting, and convincing, not God, but convincing ourselves that there is a life force which insists upon perpetuating itself. It goes on eternally, whether we are in cooperation with it and in harmony with its nature, its laws, or not, is what determines the outcome. And we can see we're not. I'm not in harmony. There are things within me that are off kilter. There are things within you. You know it for yourself, and I know it for me, and that's why the only antidote is when that's occurring outwardly, and I am engaged in that limited activity, I must go deeper within. I've got to meditate more. I've got to go into the silence more. I've got to do my journaling and my reading and my service more. I've got to let my hands and my feet truly become that which is the instrument that takes God into a blessed situation by means of me, because that is the way life works. There's only good. There's only that which is eternal, lasting, the guarantee for all life that it's good. Life is good. And if it is ungood, then we are perceiving it from a place rather of indivisible oneness with the divine, from separation. I'm still caught in the newscast, in the outer events, in anticipating what is Henri going to end up doing when all the dust settles and quiets down. We can ponder all the imponderables, but I think the best of them all is the divine. So I would ask of myself, and I would ask of you, that if we have spent X amount of days, weeks, months, years in a spiritual practice, and in this case, the common ground would be the science of mind. If we have done that, has it not been for these very moments when, as the scriptures have said, where much is given, much is expected? We're no longer allowed or given permission to just sit and say, bad situation. I wish they would get smarter. No, now it's like, good situation. I'm smart enough to know what to do. So just like the prodigal returned home by remembering himself and was greeted as if he had never left. No judgment, no repercussions, just a warm welcome by the source. That's life. Every time we turn within, it rushes to unleash this potency, this dormant potency of love, of creativity, of generosity, of ideation, imagination, the things that, what can I do specifically that contribute to a world that works better right where I am? I've got to start on the ground I'm planted on. I have no other place to go. And meanwhile, there are the naysayers, so there is the son who remained at home and essentially begrudged his brother his return, claiming, well, I was here, I did all the work. You know, how come you're giving him all the goodies without even so much as a harsh word? So that's our apparent, objective, human, physical differences. You say tomato, I say tomato. Except it's getting to the point where it's coming into too much emotional overdrive and overreaction. So we're the peacekeepers. We really are. If, again, we've spent the time we have spent in knowing who we are. And so I know, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that broad range of spiritual community that knows the answer is always within. And in order to access it far away in Afghanistan, in order to access it there, I've got to access it right here where I am. That's simply the way life works. Everywhere present, that intelligence is, yes, everywhere, equally and evenly present. That's the universal quality of it. And it is specialized to the degree you and I say, I am that specialized version of God, which is uniquely equipped to creatively bring my gift to the family of the earth, that we all rise and shine in a greater way. And that's the way it really is. Do we do this now? Do we do it together? Do you like it? Okay, together. From within the sounds of universal silence, I draw from the wisdom of the ages, uniquely specialized for God as you, me, all. I gratefully accept. That's the one. Okay, so will you join with me? And I'm speaking this spiritual mind treatment so that we all treat our minds to the spiritual truth. And the truth is, I am. You are. All are. Everything is. That portion of the I am that is an aspect, one with the universal I am that I am. That's why we speak those two words for ourselves. So take these words spoken in the I am, knowing they are your own words for yourself. And so right here and right now, I do hear what you hear when I stop chattering to all of the external noise and come into the silence of my innermost being, where there is only possibility, clarity, warmth, love, welcoming, intelligence. Everything that my heart and soul longs for is already encapsulated within where I have kept it hidden. And now I open the doors, I open the windows, of my soul, remembering that my soul is a passionate dancer that dances to hidden music which only I can hear. And so that is why I enter the silence as regularly, if not more regular, than when I speak. I hear that which is mine to hear by making that conscious demand upon the universal intelligence. What is it that is mine to uniquely offer my wounded divine family everywhere, knowing that wholeness prevails, truth prevails, harmony, possibilities, joy, spontaneity, that which is the laughter of spirit, still exists from the depth of the universal soul, and I am one with it, and I am one with all of it and in it. And so as I go forth from here today, it is with a deeper clarity and conviction and commitment to do my spiritual work more fully, more actively, using it as a catalyst to see what is it that is mine to do, where is it each and every moment that I am to go, where is it that I am to serve, to give, to share, always maintaining my conscious contact with the infinite intelligence and divine love, the love and law, love pointing the way, the law making the way possible for good things, harmony, reconciliation, unity, the soul of each and every one of us coming alive in one dance of passionate joy, gratitude, and acceptance. And with this securely enacted in mind, I give thanks. I accept, letting the law point my way, and I willingly follow. And so together let us declare in gratitude and acceptance, and so it is.
Thank you, Sue. You are a treasure. Absolutely. Yes, isn't she amazing? Thank you for being here with us today. And as we get ready for our offering time, I'll ask the ushers to please come forward. I stand before you with my treasurer's hat on again, and we're not going to talk about money. You know how to give. All those ways, here it is. But what I will ask you to do right now is take a moment, close your eyes, and hold your vision for this center, your very highest vision. It is filled with people. It is filled with music. It is filled with children. We have booming classes and practitioners and ministers being trained. We have amazing social events and food and all the things that we love. Hold that vision for our center. And as the basket comes by you, as you put your gift in or pass your hand over the basket for you conscious givers, I want you to wrap that gift in this vision, because it's with your vision and your resources that this center continues to thrive. So thank you. Please say together with me our affirmation. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSLSimiValley now. Divine love is victorious.
Thank you. Thank you for this gift and this abundance that you share with us. Thank you. So remembering the truth about each and every one of us, that God is all there is, and that each of us are loved and valued expressions of God. We receive this gift and share it with all, knowing with absolute certainty that love prevails, and that with gratitude for all, knowing in God we trust. Together we say, and so it is.
All right, Master's coming back up. I think you might remember this song of his. A lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
A lot of fun.
So now what I'm doing now is I'm reaching out, and look at this hand as a car cable, a jumper cable. And I'm attaching it to you. It has nothing to do with me. It's just coming through me. Okay, I want you to think about that. And I want you to be alive. Recognize that you're alive. You're alive. You're alive. Be joyful in the life. Do the will. You got to put your hands together now. Everybody, come on. Everybody. We need everybody. Come on, yeah. You can tap your toe. Bop your head. Come on. You man. I'm gonna do your will. I'm gonna do your will. Oh, I'm gonna do what you say. I'm gonna do it your way. Hey, hey, yeah. I'm gonna do your will. Yeah. Come on, feel good. I'm gonna give you praise. My hands are raised. Gonna do what you say. Gonna do it your way. Hey, hey, yeah. I'm gonna do your will. Come on. Somebody said hush, but I couldn't hush. They said sit down, but I couldn't sit down. Just like fire shut up in my bones. Even if I cried, it just wouldn't leave me alone. Yeah, it's caught up in my bones. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do your will. Oh, gonna do what you say. Gonna do it your way. Yeah, hey, yeah. I'm gonna do your will. Come on. Come on. Look at here. Somebody said hush, but I couldn't hush. You know what they said? Sit down, but I couldn't sit down. Just like fire, shut up in my bones. Even if I tried, it just wouldn't leave me alone. It's all in my bones. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do your will. Oh, gonna do what you say. Gonna do it your way.
Yeah, give him another hand.
Look out for your shoelace there. I was so worried he was going to go flying. Oh, God, if that didn't get you going, I don't know what will. Whoa, yeah, give him a hand. Same with Dr. Sue. Oh, my goodness, it got right to my heart. My heart just felt that pounding coming right into me, and I say, thank you. God bless you. Ah, what a wonderful day. I want you all to go home, or wherever you're going, and take that wonderful, phenomenal feeling with you. Because when you do that, that love that is going on within inside of you will radiate out to everyone around you, no matter if they're in your vicinity or not. So that's your charge today, okay?
All right.
All right, where are the kids? No kids today. Well, we're all here anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're all kids at heart. Very true. All right, I'm going to read the benediction, and I'd like you to read it with me, please. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Oh, and so it is. Get up
I
and sing.
release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Want to do that again? We're going to do a reprise of Do Your Will.